What's good, guys? I hope you're doing well. It's jacobcrypobury here. Today we're going to check out Osmosis. We've got some critical news surrounding the project in relation to an exploit that led to a $5 million liquidity loss from one of the decentralized exchanges. And even though we saw this negative news, we're still up 51% on the daily time frame. You can see we popped off from this $1.06 level all the way up to $1.65 in just the last few hours. So the market cap is now up to 465 million. So even though it's a small market cap, there is still a lot of potential growth for the future. We're ranked 216 at the moment, with 28% of the circulating supply, or the total supply, in circulation. So we're just going to hop into the news on the news side of things, really, because I think this is quite important for potential new investors to understand what's happened here. So Osmosis decentralized exchange liquidity pools hacked for $5 million. The Osmosis blockchain and its decentralized exchange DEX platform fell victim to a $5 million exploit, and its liquidity pools were drained in the process. So you can see here a small number of hacker wallets were responsible for hacking Osmosis, and the DEX core team is confident that stolen funds can be recovered. So at least there is some good news. Of course, this is more deleterious news, which affects the reputation of blockchain as a whole. We've just had the Terra Luna, so this is another inside job, which doesn't really do any justice for the recovery of, I suppose, the cryptocurrency sector. The bug involved incorrect calculation of LP shares when adding and removing liquidity from pools and overlooked in internal testing. Hackers were able to gain 50% more tokens while doing so. Here is the attackers that have been identified. So 4 of the Osmosis hackers have been identified, 2 of which have volunteered to return the stolen tokens. Well, how sincere? How sincere? It just seems to be a trend, doesn't it? Like creating damage and then reversing by putting some sympathy out to the communities. In the process, we managed to convert 226 USD to $2 million. We were thinking about our family's future and not the future of our community. So, unbelievable. Set things right. Of course. Everything they did was wrong. So it's pretty crazy. And here is the tweet from Osmosis themselves. Thank you for being patient as the core teams have been heads down dealing with the situation. The following is the latest information related to the bug and subsequent chain halt. So it's good that they're really transparent with what's going on and they're trying to create a recovery as quickly as possible. They've identified the attackers as well, who are very much open and telling people exactly what's kind of happened. More on the news front, global Bitcoin adoption to hit 10% by 2030. So yeah, I also agree that we're nowhere near mass adoption right now. People always say, yeah, we're really close to mass adoption, but when you think about the total population of the planet that really have access to the technology or blockchain or anything, or even care about it or trust what it is, it's just a very, very small bit of percentage in contrast to the total population. As you can see here, we've got the percentage of the global population using Bitcoin, plus the Bitcoin supply issuance. And you look right there, you can just see absolute no adoption. So if you're getting into crypto now, it's still very, very early. Now, what I noticed with the Osmosis price structure is actually when we put through this Terra Luna low on the 13th of May 2022, we put through a lower low on the price structure down to $0.97. But one thing that we did miss, or didn't actually calculate, was this bullish divergence on the RSI. As you see, price puts a lower low, RSI puts through a higher low, so effectively we get that bullish divergence, which does show that there's a lot of buying pressure and accumulation down at these lower levels, also known as investment appetite. So people are seeing interest at these particular prices of $1.24. So what happened before is we were trading all the way up here at like $20 odd. We capitulate down, find support around here. We got the descending triangle, and now we're losing it. So rather than being in a strict falling wedge where we had just a complete decline, we're suddenly getting a bit of a pop. And what I think could happen is maybe we're going to see a slow bounce to the upside for this particular project. So sitting on the hourly time frame, we are starting to put through a bit of a symmetrical triangle. As we see, we've got a lot of volatility wicks, but if we can try to at least break out to the upside, I do think Osmosis still can put through a nice uptrend, and maybe we'll retest one of the previous swing highs at around $1.54, because we do have a lot of resistance at that particular level. Now, to get the technical target, all we need to do is measure the depth of this particular project, and there it is. So it would take us through to about $1.58 if we get a breakout to the upside. We're sitting on the hourly time frame, so this is the RSI. not overheated at all. Things are looking pretty good at the moment for potential accumulation, and the 4 hour time frame as well, we're not overheated, sitting above that 20-day moving average as we can see, and with the Bollinger Bands, with the 20-day moving average there, we are just sitting at the top. So we should probably wait for a little bit of a cool down, because usually when we get to the top of the ribbon, you see like here, we just come through, usually we come back down, but it could be an instance where we came up like this, we'll get a small retracement and then see continuation to the upside. So as you see, pumping right now $1.24. If we get our fib retracement, we could probably see a small back trace to around 122, 121, and then see movement to the upside. So I do speculate a nice pump here for Osmosis, looking at around $1.55 price target. Of course, the next level of resistance below, if we want to be a bit more pragmatic, we could also look at a $1.30 breakout. So maybe we get a breakout to the upside, we get rejection at 130 resistance, pullback, retest, and then see continuation. On the other hand, we could just basically break out and just get an immediate rejection and come all the way back down. It really depends on what Bitcoin decides to do over the next few weeks. That will define the trajectory of the altcoin market as well. If Bitcoin moves up, altcoins follow, vice versa. You're still going to get these coins pump from time to time, but you're never going to get everything pumping all at once, because it's just not how it works really. So this is it. We really bottomed out nice and low. Bullish divergence did play out on that daily time frame, and as a result, we are getting the pump to the upside. So yeah, crypto fear and greed index today, guys, sitting at 13. Extreme fear sits in the market at the moment. Crypto bubbles, looking at what's going on at the moment, Bitcoin is down 1.8%. We lost that critical $30,000 support level. So are we headed down to the 200-week moving average? That is a question we do have to ask ourselves. If you enjoyed this anti-sensational video, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I will be sticking around throughout the entire bear market so we can look at projects, which ones are the best to accumulate for long-term hodling. And we'll also be covering lots on DeFi, staking, NFTs, and more. Make sure you also visit the Discord channel down below. You can find that in the description. There's about 270 people in there. Hop into the Telegram too, so you don't miss out on the most comprehensive crypto news and insights. Bye for now.